Are you a globalist collaborator? Are you working for the globalists to promote and underpin their agenda to dismantle the old systems of free, independent, sovereign states, to replace them with an unelected clique of bureaucrats and technocrats intent on creating an Orwellian control grid which will ultimately enslave every man, woman, and child on the planet? Examine what you are doing and ask yourself, does your work and your actions underpin and promote the many cogs and offshoots of globalization, institutions and organizations which are adding value and credence to the globalization project? If the answer is yes, then you are a collaborator of the globalists. Let us remember that globalization and individual freedom are essentially incompatible, to such an extent that to become united with one means being divorced from the other. Let us therefore expose globalization as the enemy of mankind and God's natural equilibrium within nature. The divisions and struggles within society and the hatred which festers among them is being nurtured by very specific interested parties in order to weaken the free man and position him within an artificially created web of perverted science. A small ruthless international clique is turning the people against each other and does not want them to have peace. By promoting false conflicts and entanglements, division is used to break the bonds of traditional functioning systems, to pave the way for an onslaught of new inhumane impositions. Most of our institutions are now infested with globalist collaborators, intent on perverting nature, undermining tradition, and destroying the safety of the free state. Useful idiots who through either ignorance or willful intent are working behind the scenes to promote this new wave of totalitarianism. They have made a farce, a mockery out of our traditional participatory democracies by infiltrating and undermining values which we seek to conserve, to a point now where the charade of party politics no longer represents the people's wishes but the expectations and investments of a handful of powerful globalists. If they want globalization, a one-size-fits-all governing body, we as people want a new global constitution to protect our individual freedoms and God-given inalienable rights. These are not privileges offered through service to the ruling classes. They are rights which have been paid for by the blood, sweat, and toil of previous generations who fought previous expressions of tyranny to ensure liberty and prosperity for future generations. Are you a globalist collaborator, or are you working to promote freedom, liberty, and individual inalienable rights and the natural equilibrium of God's universal kingdom? Now more than any other time in recent history, we must think about what we are doing and who we are ultimately working for. as we all know what happened to those collaborators of the last tyrannical regime.